Have you looked into getting an in-room celebration done by Disney only to find out that it's very expensive and the things that are in their baskets may not fit the interest of your family? Or are you wanting to add just a little bit more magic to your upcoming trip? Then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to take you into all the details that I thought about and put into my son's Star Wars in-room themed celebration. Are you ready? Let's go.
This is so cool, you kidding me?
Not only can an in-room celebration add to the magic of your Disney vacation, but it can also help you in the long run save money on souvenirs. Whenever I am looking into making an in-room celebration for any of my family members, I go into 4 different components: decor, the magical touches, gifts, and treats. For the decor, I did keep things pretty simple this time. So number 1, I researched the room that I was in, and knowing that I had a very limited space to work with as far as where I put stuff really dictated what I was going to do. Number 2, the age of my son. So my son is an adult age child for me, but I still wanted to make this very special. And then number 3, whatever I brought, I was flying in, so it needed to be able to pack compactly and nicely in my suitcase. When trying to get inspiration, I will go to Pinterest and I will search out birthday, whatever the theme is, and the backdrop. That just kind of gives me a background of things that I can possibly put together and know that I can recreate that. So that is what I did. So I brought streamers with me, and I did bring yellow and black. And then all I did was just tape those up and then twirl them and then tape them at the bottoms. And then for the backdrop, the Star Wars backdrop in general, all I did was get a party themed tablecloth or table cover, and I cut it up. And that was all I did, and then taped that on the wall so that I had the backdrop of all of the spaceships for the Star Wars theme going through. For the message that I actually put up there that said Bright Suns JR, that is something that the cast members say to you whenever you enter Galaxy's Edge. And since he has been before, it was just something just to bring the excitement to him, because he knows that when he walks into Galaxy's Edge and they say Bright Suns, he's there, he's in the magic. So that was just a little spark of something that I wanted him to feel, to get excited. Also, with little details, which I am obsessed about, were the little Mickey heads that I cut out. I did do them in black and gold and just kind of put them all over the table. Not only is he a big, huge Star Wars fan, but he is also a Mickey Mouse fan. And of course, we're at Walt Disney World, so I just kind of combined the two and then pulled it all together. The second thing that I look into whenever I'm trying to put together an in-room celebration is what kind of gifts I am going to put in there. And for me, I like to give gifts that they're going to be able to use on the vacation and or will be a memory or memorabilia thing that they can take home with them after. And this is where you can save money on souvenirs by pre-purchasing things like this at Shop Disney, on Amazon, on Poshmark, finding them at garage sales, things like that. So the things that I included in this for gifts were his popcorn bucket, and I actually found this at a garage sale, and since I travel often, I knew that it was an up-to-date popcorn bucket, and so bringing that with us got us popcorn in the parks for only $2.25 for a snack, and it's one of his favorite snacks. I did also buy a refillable mug. He does like to do that whenever we're staying at a Disney resort, and it was just easy for me to put that in there as something that he could just grab and go whenever he wanted to go to the quick service location and get himself something to drink. I also included his Magic Band. At the time of our visit, Magic Band Plus had not released yet. Since I couldn't find the kind of Magic Band that I wanted, I went ahead and made my own. So I went with Yoda because he absolutely loves Yoda. I found a green regular Magic Band, ordered that, had that come in. My daughter was able to print something out on her Cricut, and I was able to adhere that to his Magic Band, and it's one of his favorite sayings from Yoda, and that was probably one of his most loved things out of everything that I did for the in-room celebration. I also included a Walt Disney World misting fan. We actually bring this with us every single trip, and since we were going in July, we absolutely needed that. Other things to consider to kind of start up and to save on spending in the parks are going to be autograph books and pens, Mickey Minnie Ears themed to whatever theme you're going for your in-room celebration. The number 3 category that I go into are the magical touches. These are things that they don't necessarily need in the parks, but just kind of add a magical feeling, or can be like a letter from a character letting them know about an experience that they're going to have on their trip. Whether you're going to be going to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and getting done up like a prince or a princess, if you're going to be going to build a lightsaber and go through that experience, you know, that kind of thing as well. So I did get a Mickey Jedi plush. I actually found him at a garage sale, and I knew that he was not going to take this home with him, but I knew it was going to be that magical touch that would just make his eyes light up, because he loves Mickey, he loves Jedi, and loves Star Wars in general. I also incorporated a free button that you can get, and it said Mom and Son Trip, so that was on the table as well. If you're there celebrating anything, you can get a birthday button, you can get a first visit button, you can get a honeymoon, just engaged, whatever it is, you can get a button at as soon as you check in at your resort and have that ready for them as well. I also included his lanyard and pins that he has done in the past as he was growing up. Of course, I'm mom, so I kept everything and I brought that with me. Also, whenever he was younger, he went through Jedi training, and I wish that was still around, but I had that lanyard for whenever he went through Jedi training as well. And again, that just brought back memories of being there whenever he was a kid, just to get that magical spark going and excited. Last up in what I include in the little gifts that I give are all of the treats. So I am notorious about bringing things from home, and I try to find as themed things as I can. This particular trip, I was able to get Star Wars themed goldfish. Whenever I arrived at the resort, I did go to the gift shop, and I also got a Rice Krispie treat because that is one of his favorite treats, and I got one that was a Grogu, so that was really cool. And then anything else that wasn't really Star Wars themed, but they were still his favorite treats to take into the park, all I did was bring a Star Wars party bag with me, or just like a gift bag, and that's what I put everything in, just so it stayed with the theme in general. If you are deciding to put an in-room celebration together for yourself for your visit, as you are getting ready for it and you're out and about and you're shopping, you're going to want to look into places like Ross, Marshalls, of course, Target, the grocery stores. They will always have Disney themed kind of treats that you can put in there just to have the aesthetic of it, and just having Mickey or Minnie or Donald or Goofy or whatever your theme is on the packaging just makes it that much better. Another thought to put in there is also maybe a pre-bought gift card. You can either get one before you come. You will probably mainly find that in just Mickey Mouse theme, but if you want to get it themed, you can also wait until you get to the resort. I did go down and look through the resort, and I was able to find Star Wars themed gift cards, so that just also added to the touch as well. It also gives your little one the thought of just buying something at Disney and being a memory, but it also helps you save and keep your spending budget in check. And if you're like me, you analyze everything and take everything apart. You're probably wondering, this sounds great and all, but how am I going to get into the room with nobody knowing so that they get surprised? So I'm going to give you 3 different scenarios that you could possibly think about and hopefully will help for your upcoming trip. This particular trip, now my son and I live in different states because he is going to school in Alabama. So I arrived really early that morning and he arrived really late that evening. So I had a really good time frame to be able to get that done. If you have the ability to do that, you are able to go in on your online check-in for your Disney resort, and in your room request, you can check a box that says you would like the first available room if you are not dead set on a certain section that you want to be in at your resort. Keep in mind that if you get the first available room, more than likely it is probably going to be one of the furthest away from transportation, dining, the lobby, all of that good stuff, which is what happened to me. But me doing the in-room celebration was more important than where my room was in the resort. So that was one way that I was able to get in there and get everything done before he even arrived. Scenario number 2, if all of you are arriving at the same time, kind of the same concept. See if you can possibly get the first room available, or if not, on your arrival day, have everybody bring all of their luggage in there and plan either a timeout to go swim or a time to go eat. See if you can have one adult take all the people in your party and go do all of those activities while the other adult stays in the room and gets all of that done. Number 3 scenario is whenever you're going to have one adult and you cannot separate from everybody, then the best time to do this is when they're asleep. And I know it is going to be rough trying to stay up while everybody is asleep and also trying to be quiet, especially if you're in a standard room. But I promise the reaction that you get the next morning when everybody wakes up to all of those magical things in their room is priceless. If you still feel that you just don't have the time to do a full in-room celebration, many guests, and I mean many guests, will still decorate their windows to their resort room and or just their doors in general, and maybe just have a small little gift on the bed for each of the people in their party, and that still just adds that magical touch. Side tip, for those that would like to do their door, Disney's Pop Century doors are magnetic. So if you want to be able to put magnets on there to decorate it up, that also works well. So your window clings, anything like that will also go into the windows for your resort rooms. I will also put in a little side note that it is very humid in Florida. So if you're thinking about putting anything paper on your doors, just be wary that it will probably get very soft and very wet. And also the tape is very hard to stick on the doors because of that reason. And that's why I put in the side note about bringing maybe some small magnets. If you have any questions about any of the details about how I did my in-room celebration, please put those in the comments below. Also, if you liked this video and it gave you what you were looking for, please consider subscribing and giving a like, because that lets me know that I'm giving the information that you are looking for. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic. Have a magical day.